He wants to know if he should break up with her or not.
Yes.
I got news for you, fam. You're not going to have to break up with her because she broke up with you in her mind 6 months ago, and she is going to solidify that. Listen, here's the deal, man. And a lot of you guys talked about trust issues, 100%. However, if you are a man, and I said this on the last episode, it does not make you a good guy to willingly allow your girlfriend to put your relationship at risk. She's just going to the club. You want to know what else is the club? Drunk guys who are trying to give her dick. That's why she wants to go to the club.
Yeah, pull up the question real quick, Chris. Let's highlight on the screen so the girls can reference it.
So basically, my girlfriend wants to do a girls' trip to Cancun, then fly to Georgia to see other girlfriends. She agrees no bars or clubs, any relationships, but wants to travel. Should I break up with her over this?
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
I don't think y'all should break up. Maybe just have a conversation, because I don't know why you would travel and stuff and not go to like clubs or bars, but maybe she has her reason.
Okay, fair enough. What about you?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know what that reason
I
is.
say no break up with her, which is going to a girls' club. Like
Okay.
that don't mean we're gonna be hanging out with guys or anything like that.
Okay, what about you?
So he has a problem with her like enjoying her life. Like I don't get it. Like she has friends and she can't go outside with them. Like I don't know what the problem is.
Simply put, should he break up with her? Yes or no?
No.
You don't think so, given the situation? Okay. And then what about you?
I'm gonna say it's not worth breaking up over.
Okay.
But then again, I don't know the whole situation. Like if she's like when she could possibly bring him or at least try to, and she's not, then maybe she's obviously showing signs she's not trying to fuck with him. Because like if she really wanted him, like I wouldn't want to do a trip without my man. Just saying, like I've got girlfriends all over, but like we can work it all out together.
But remember, we're using these facts right here, not necessarily your situation. Should he break up with her?
It's
Yes or
not
no?
worth breaking up over. No, it
Okay.
shows trust issues.
What about you?
No.
Okay. No.
No, he should go on his own trip.
Okay.
Yes.
Share locations. Yeah.
Okay, Lil Durk.
That's how we're doing it.
All right. What about you?
No, I think he should let his girlfriend go out
Okay.
and have fun, get backed up, and come back and fuck him.
Fair enough.
Backed up.
I will say, don't break up. Just do the same thing. If she likes it, okay, she's not for you.
Okay.
If she ignores you too, it's bad.
Very interesting. Okay, so we'll turn it to the guys now. So all the girls, just so you guys know, unanimously said no, it is not worth breaking up with the girl. Troy, Donovan, who wants to take it first?
I'll take it first.
Go ahead.
He wants to know if he should break up with her or not.
Yes.
I got news for you, fam. You're not going to have to break up with her because she broke up with you in her mind 6 months ago, and she is going to solidify that. Listen, here's the deal, man. And a lot of you guys talked about trust issues, 100%. However, if you are a man, and I said this on the last episode, it does not make you a good guy to willingly allow your girlfriend to put your relationship at risk. She's just going to the club. You want to know what else is the club? Drunk guys who are trying to give her dick. That's why she wants to go to the club. If she really was on some Together Us trip, she'd take you on the trip, but she wants to get piped down. That's why she's going with her friends. Then she's going to go get piped down in Georgia with her old friends. So you're not going to have to break up with her, dude. She broke up with you in her mind 6 months ago, and when she gets back from this trip, she's going to hit you with the "we need to talk."
Which is also, that must also be in the Womanese book.
What's that?
We need to talk. Is that also in Womanese?
We need to talk. Translation: I've been fucking your replacement. I've been fucking your replacement for 3 months.
Oh, she knows.
She already knows. She already knows. I got another 600 of those.
Yeah,
yeah, that's it. That's my
Venezuela. So just so you guys know, Venezuela got here a little earlier, so she caught the tail end of our last show.
Oh, you cheated!
No, that's why I know.
You cheated.
And she literally, what did you say earlier? That every translation is what?
Every translation is I'm fucking somebody else.
Yeah. I'm going for a sandwich. Oh, you're fucking
somebody else.
Yeah.
Troy, do you have something you want to add to this? And then I'll spin it back to the girls to see if they have.
I think I would like a little bit more context. I know we can't have it. It would be interesting to know how long they've been together. I would say, look, if it's a fairly new relationship, I think, as we were saying in the last show, I don't think it's about laying down the law. I don't think it's about saying to her, you can't go, you can't do this, you can't do that. Yep. But it might be about saying, okay, listen, that goes against my boundaries. I'm just not comfortable with this. So you can by all means go and do that. But, when you come back, our engagement is not going to be the same as it was. Maybe we'll kind of fuck with each other a bit, but it's not going to be boyfriend and girlfriend anymore, because that just transcends the boundaries that I think are appropriate in a relationship.
So, what?
So that's how I would see it. Again, it's not telling somebody what to do. It's not trying to control them.
That's right.
But it's just controlling one's own engagement in that relationship based on their behavior.
And to me, this is not a controlling issue. I've been with my girlfriend now, 4.5 years. She can do whatever she wants. If she wants to go to the club, she can go to the club. If she wants to be on social media, she can be on social media. If she wants to go to Cancun and Georgia and all these girls trips, she is more than welcome to do that. I'm not her father. I can't tell her what she can and cannot do, but she's not going to be my girlfriend anymore. That's just it. And guess what? She understood this when I gave her the commitment. She said, Donovan, what's it going to take to be in a relationship with you? I'm not going to tell you what you can or can't do, but I don't date women on social media. I don't date women who are friends with their exes. I don't date women who go to bars or clubs. I don't date women who travel alone. I don't date women who go to party destinations. Basically, I don't date women who put my relationship at risk. If that's not something she wants to do, hey, cool. We'll just keep it strictly sexual. And hold on, and life goes on. But what a lot of women, not saying that you guys do, a lot of women, well, why can't she go out with her friends? You can do whatever you want. But here's my issue.
Yeah,
a lot of guys. A lot of women want to be able to have their cake and eat it too. You can do whatever you want, but not enough guys are laying down the law. Not enough guys are making it a requirement of theirs. You're not her father. You can't control women. That's not what we're here to do. Oh, you're getting triggered over here. Oh, yes. I can't wait to see what she's got to say.
And don't worry, ladies. After he finishes his point, I will go around the table and give you guys a chance to rebut it. So don't worry. You're going to get a chance to say what you want to say.
I'm not about controlling women. Men, don't control your women. Women don't want to be controlled. They want to be with a man who's in control. You can't control her, but you can control what you do. And if she knows you're out the fucking door before, if she partakes in any of these activities, that's fine. Now she has a choice to make. And guess what? She might not like you as much as you think she does. So she might choose to go to Cancun. Just make sure you have to do what you said you're going to do.
Let's remember, though, this goes both ways, because if a guy says, hey, I'm going to go on a guy's holiday, we're all going to go to Vegas or something like that, you would get girls who would complain about that, who would be pissed off about that. Now, I think it's the same for both genders.
Oh, no, I disagree.
No. What I'm saying is, I think it's that woman's decision. If she's not happy with that,
right,
she has the decision to remove herself from that relationship.
Right.
But I think guys should be able to do the same thing. It's like, okay, I'm going to scale back. We're not going to be maybe exclusive in the way that we were before. Whatever, you can do what you want to do. I think that everyone has the right to do that, and they should exercise the right to do that. The problem that guys have, though, is that guys are too needy, generally speaking, because they have scarcity. They think, I won't be able to get another girl, so I'm not going to enforce those boundaries.
And I'll tell you this, one last point.
All right.
If I were to go on this trip, my girlfriend, she might have a problem with it, but guess what? There are a lot more of her than there are of me. And that's the bottom line.
All right. So we'll turn it to the ladies. What are your thoughts on that? I saw that you wanted to say something.
Bro, she was over there getting
she is ready for this. You're ready for this, aren't you?
Okay, so go ahead and then we'll spin around the table.
She's having a seizure.
I don't really have anything to really negatively say, because I feel like your opinion is your opinion.
Yeah, no.
But I just think, like he said, it's kind of needy, because like, why can't I go out with my homegirls for a week? No, you kind of passive aggressively well, she's not my girlfriend anymore if she does it. Okay, but why?
For every action
that seems annoying. Like, why can't I go out?
You can go out. You can do whatever it is you want to do, but I don't have to tolerate that behavior. Listen,
but what behavior is that? What kind of behavior is that?
Well, whatever behavior I feel I'm not going to tolerate.
But what are you not tolerating? That's what I'm wondering.
Well, I just listed it for you a little while ago. Bars and clubs.
Okay.
I don't commit to women who go to bars and clubs, who are friends with their exes, who are on social media, who travel alone. And any woman who has anything to do with me, if they have a problem with that, that's no problem. Like, I'm not trying to force any woman to do something that she doesn't want to do. But I think what a lot of women really have a problem with is that most men don't understand their value. My girlfriend is a beautiful woman. There are a lot of beautiful women, but there are a lot more of her than there are of me. And so that's what gives me the leverage.
But like, what does your value have to do with her going to the club with her friends and having a good time? But that's what you just kind of connected to.
Well, that's why she's more likely to stick around. Yeah, that's called a checkmate.
No, it's not, because I'm confused. That's why I'm looking.
There's nothing.
I'm also confused.
What do you mean?
Let me clear up the confusion. The deal is this. It's not that I don't tell my girlfriend what she can and can't do, but for every action, there is a consequence. Most guys don't stand by their principles. these are my requirements. Not everybody agrees with them, and I've lost a lot of girls because of it. But this is how I live my life. And if a woman is going to be a part of my life and what I have to offer, then she is going to have to adhere to my requirements. If she doesn't want to do that, no problem. You can be single and everything is fine, but that's just what I require, and I'd never apologize for it.
Do you feel
I think
like
it's not. I don't
Merch.
think you need to necessarily take it in being this like horrendously like, oh my god, the male toxicity way. Because like years ago I was seeing this girl, right, and this was many years ago before I learned a bit and became a bit more savvy. And she used to work in a restaurant. So she worked at this restaurant, and we were kind of living together at this point. She worked at this restaurant, and then she would go out with the other staff from the restaurant after work on the shift, and sometimes she'd be out till like 5, 6 in the morning.
She was getting piped.
She probably was getting
Or
piped.
doing hella blow.
Probably both.
Or both.
Probably both. But the point is this. So I found that obvious, as you can imagine. I found that whatever you want to call it, distressing, whatever, right? Because you don't want to be laying there in bed till 5 in the morning thinking, well, is this person getting piped? Is she doing blow? Is she getting piped while she's doing blow? Is she getting, what,
She is.
What, and undoubtedly all of those things were happening. But so off the back of that, now I would not be in a relationship with somebody who wants to do that. Now, that's not to say that I believe that a woman shouldn't be allowed to work in a restaurant and go out and party with their colleagues afterwards. That's absolutely fine. Everybody's free to do what they want. I personally wouldn't want to be in that sort of relationship again, because that's just not something I want to be involved with. Yeah, so I think that's what I'm talking about, boundaries.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Was it repetitive? Or was it like a one-time thing, like she'll go out with her?
With her? No, I mean, listen, this was many years ago. I was drinking too much myself. I didn't really understand these dynamics. I was very needy at that point as well. I'd gone through this period where I was sort of figuring this stuff out, and I allowed stuff to happen that shouldn't really have happened. I shouldn't have remained in that relationship, because as it turned out, it was very bad for me. It was very toxic and all the rest of it. But that's not a mistake I would seek to repeat. Right. So if then I met somebody else and they kind of wanted to have that sort of dynamic, that's just not something I would tolerate. I just, okay, that's fine, that's your life, but I'm gonna go and find someone else, because that's just not what I'm about.
Cool. All right, so we'll move on. What are your thoughts on that? Disagree, agree?
My answer is still the same.
Boundaries?
I still
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think they should break up.
All right.
Yeah, my answer's still the same too.
Still the same?
Yeah, it just comes down to preference, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just feel like
March.
with relationships, you need this open line of communication as boundaries go and all of that before you even get involved. So if that was said case, then, you wouldn't really be worrying about this. I feel like in this particular case, obviously, like, he either didn't trust her to, go on these trips or whatever, but whatever the case may be, like, I feel like he should have already set those standards, like, when they got together. So then had they done that, then, he wouldn't even be questioning, like, should I break up with her? Like, she should already know, like, okay, I shouldn't be doing this. And, or if she was with someone who didn't mind, whatever, then it would be different. But had they already set those boundaries, then there would be no confusion. So.
Okay.
And I think as well, you don't even necessarily need to sit down. It's like Andrew Tate was saying on here the other day. It doesn't need to be you sit down and you're like, right, this is what I expect, and you're sort of writing out a contract. Nowadays, in my dynamic, when I date women, they kind of just know from the vibe that there are certain things that I'm just going to see as, I'm just going to not really be into, she's not going to stay out all night if she's staying with me. She just kind of knows that. Now, if she does, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to complain, but we're just not going to see each other anymore. We're not going to see each other the same way. And I think that's what Tate was saying when he was on here the other day. It's not about laying down the law, but it is about, I've got certain standards. I've got certain things that I want. And if you don't adhere to that, then that's fine.
Yeah, no harm, no foul. Like, nobody's upset. It's just that, hey, if you regularly engage in activities that put our relationship at risk, then
like
I can't
getting
swim
piped
with you anymore.
Yeah.
If you're getting piped regularly and you're doing blow,
or getting piped while doing blow through a pipe,
or somebody doing pipe.
That's crack.
Oh shit!
How do you know that?
What?
How do you know that?
What do you mean?
420.
Dare, baby, dare.
One of my homeboys, what had happened, he had told me.
All right. What about you? What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the man sets the dynamic of the relationship, and he should set that up early on, just
Okay.
in how he acts and how he approaches things with his girl. And I feel like if he has made it clear to her that that's not something he's comfortable with, and she's planning the trip anyways, that's reason enough to break up with her.
Okay.
But if it's something that you didn't really establish
There you
early
go.
on in the relationship, then she didn't really know otherwise to do
Okay.
otherwise.
And I think that's what Donovan was saying earlier, ladies, is that he doesn't date women that do that, and he lets them know that up front that this is unacceptable behavior. So for her to still want to do it tells you what you need to know.
I don't tell him that it's unacceptable behavior. It's just the kind of behavior that like I've been dumped plenty of times, and not even to my face. If she goes to the club, I guess she dumped me.
Okay.
This is how that works.
Fair enough. What about you, Chi-Town? Agree, disagree?
He said
does it change your view on it? No?
Okay, so this is like what I feel about it. Like when you set standards, you know how you are when you're single, you know how you are when in a relationship. For me, I'll go out and go to clubs, but what are you really going out for? I don't go out without a table. And I'm not gonna fuck these guys. But it's still like that disrespect of being around random ass men getting drunk.
Yeah.
What are you staying out till 3, 4, 5 a.m. for if you have a guy at home
To
or a
get the
girl,
pipe.
whatever? You're
So are you changing your
seeking
mind?
something. I mean, I don't think they should break up. I mean, you have a conversation and then move forward. But I feel like, okay, you know what? Yeah, you should break up.
Okay.
Because
There we go. There we go.
because the mentality won't change. She may change her answers for a second, just like appease what a woman should feel like. But at the end of the day, like, how to explain it? I don't know. I like dancing, but why would it's Cancun
Profound.
and Atlanta.
All right.
You could go to Wyoming and have a girls trip. Cancun and Atlanta.
Listen.
No, like
What you gonna do in Wyoming?
Listen, 13 people live in Wyoming. Ain't nobody going out.
Yeah. All right. What about you, Lovely? What's your thoughts on this? I know you had some.
No comment.
You okay? No.
Oh,
comment. And then
come
Venezuela.
on, Lovely.
She asked her question and
That's
just
a
said,
yes.
"Fuck it." All right.
Yeah, like if she told you like, hey, I'm going to Cancun with my friends, yeah, you're already breaking up.
That's
Like,
right.
Okay. So a question for you, just because I want to kind of get your, because I can see that you disagree very strongly with his points, and he was trying to explain you something about leverage, and I don't think you might have not understood it. I have a question for you, just to see where you kind of stand on this. What percentage of men do you think are 6'2" and earn, let's say, $500,000 a year or more?
More.
I would say probably like 20% out of 100.
Okay. So, and this is why that was so important for me to ask that question. So,
Funny you should say that, Myron, because those are my metrics.
yeah. So, and I want to say that just so you can know. So, only about 1% of the U.S. population earns $450,000 a year or more. That puts you in the top 1%. And then on top of that, that's all earners: men, women, gay dudes, lesbians, dudes that are ugly, dudes that are short, old men, etc. So, a guy that meets that metric, that's also of a certain height, and then we haven't even gotten into personality, being actually understanding how to be attractive to women, whatever. It's a very small percentage. We're talking about less than 0.5% of the U.S. population. So what he was simply trying to say is that no, it's not 20%. It's more like 0.5% meets these metrics. Now, beautiful women are common. Men of that status are not. So if something is rare, who has the leverage?
The rare commodity.
That's what he was trying to explain. And I think, and that's not your fault because, you're 19. So like, you might not know that, but 20% of the U.S. population doesn't even earn $100,000 a year. So I think it's a little bit skewed. And I've come to realize this about younger women that tend to be a little bit more attractive. You guys don't really understand how rare it is to find a guy that's attractive, makes money, and is of a certain height. You guys tend to think that these guys are extremely common, and they're really not. It's just that the circles that you're in, you see them all the time, but that doesn't necessarily mean that this type of guy is going to commit to you and take you serious in a relationship. And I think that's the important thing to distinguish.
I'll add this too. I think what a lot of women don't understand is that 90% of men are invisible to 90% of women. If I were to ask every one of you guys in here, who cheats more, men or women? Well, of course, men cheat more. Wrong answer. The reason why you think men cheat more is because you're only thinking of the top 10%. The reason why you thought 20% of men are 6'2" and make $500,000 a year is because the bottom 90% are invisible to you. Those average men do not exist in your world. So when we ask you how many men do you feel are sexually active? I don't know, 70, 80%? Wrong. It's like 10%, like 1 out of every 10, maybe 15 guys is fucking. So just understand that when you think about this in this context, Just understand we're talking about the entire male population, not just the top 10%.
So
most women have no idea that the bottom 90% they're completely blind to.
What do you gotta say?
That's a.
You want to add to that?
I don't really have anything to say. It's just like
You just blew my mind.
we're still
Is that what that was?
we're still talking about the question, and that
about
refers
like
to it.
should you break up with her? And he's simply saying you don't like you got to have boundaries and be willing to enact and walk away. And the reason why is because as a man of a certain status, you actually have the leverage. Just that many guys don't understand that they have the leverage.
I feel like either way, whether you have $1 million or you have like $50,000 or 10,000, it doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, people have fun how they want to have fun. And if she thinks having a round trip and going to the club with her homegirls is fun, it shouldn't really matter. But if you guys have had problems in the past and stuff, that's something y'all talk about. But to say that, oh, because I'm like whatever, the man in the house, then you shouldn't be doing certain things.
I never said that she should not be
Because
doing
that's
certain
what
things.
that's what it's giving though.
Okay,
like,
but I want to make this clear, and I said this from the start. I will never, ever, ever tell a woman what she can or cannot do. I'm not her father. I'm not trying to order anybody. I'm not trying to put a gun to a woman's head. I'm not about issuing ultimatums. I'm about giving you choices. You can either go to the bar or the club, or you can be in a relationship with me, but it's not going to be
But
both.
you said yourself that you don't tell women off bat when you start dating them, like, hey, I
Why
don't
does it
allow
bother
this,
you that
this,
a
and
girl
that.
wants to
Hold
go
on,
out
real
and
quick.
have
One
fun?
question at a time. It doesn't bother me. But I don't date women like that. To answer your question, and here's the way I do things is this: if I'm dating a woman, I never angle for a relationship first because I don't have to. I wait for her.
That is an important point, by the way, because again, I'll go back to if we knew a little bit more about how long this guy had been seeing.
I don't think it matters.
I think it's key. Because, well,
No,
I'll explain.
I don't think it matters.
I'll explain why in a
doesn't.
minute. But I think how long the nature of the relationship, and I think not chasing for a relationship too early on is so important.
Yes.
In this context.
So the way it goes with me, it's real simple. If a girl likes me enough, then she is going to angle for, you guys know how it is. So what's our title? What are we doing? What is this thing called? At that point, I know she's angling for a relationship. I discourage her from being in a relationship with a guy like me because it is not easy to be in a relationship with a man like me. I'm just letting you know. She'll try it 2 or 3 times and I'll say, okay, do you really want to know what it's like to be in a relationship with a man like me? Yes. Are you sure? Yes. Are you ready? Fucking go ahead. Unlock your phone and hand it to me right now.
But it's like,
hold on. I'm not done. Hold on. If she decides not to unlock the phone and hand it to me right now, okay, great. Like, no offense. You're fucking other girls. You're fucking other dudes. I'm fucking other girls. That's just how it goes. Well, when she hits me with it next time, she'll be like, okay, here's my phone. I'm not really looking. I don't give a damn. So she's going to say, so what are we? Well, that's a start. What do you mean that's a start? Well, I mean, I told you it's not easy to be in a relationship with a guy like me. Well, what does it take to be in a relationship with a guy like me? I can't tell you what it takes, but I'll tell you what you can't do. And I'm never going to tell you what you can or can't do. I'm going to give you a choice. I don't date women who go to bars or clubs, who are friends or text their exes, who travel to travel destinations, all that other kind of stuff. Are you telling me that I can't go to the bar or the club? You can do whatever you want. Are you telling me I can't be on social media? You can be on social media. But if you engage in these activities, you make yourself the kind of woman that I don't date.
Sorry.
And listen, you don't have to be sorry. It's okay. Like, being
No.
I didn't say sorry.
No disrespect, but you come off like a very insecure guy.
Hold on.
No, whatever you want.
Wait,
So get this right. So get this right. He's saying he has some standards, right?
Mhm.
And y'all on the table have standards, 6 feet, maybe 6 figures, all these standards, right? These are his standards, and you're fighting him on his standards.
No. His
Say what I
standards
said,
has
though.
nothing to do with like
Hold on, but
what you're saying.
why
like,
can't men
I
have
got something to
standards?
those standards has everything to do with actions, not
No.
physical appearance.
You mean
just
putting
said
your
six-
relationship at risk?
I have
Is that
No,
what
it's
you're
not
saying?
that. Like,
Okay,
well,
hold
do you not trust your
hold on.
significant other
There's a line to
outside?
this.
That's a very good question.
There's a line to this. Hold on, because she had something to say first, and then she had something to say as well, and then we'll give you a word as well. But just let's make sure that we keep this thing, organized so that we can actually have it. So please don't interject.
Okay.
All right, Donovan, did you finish your point? You done, right? You go with your point?
Yeah.
Okay,
good.
go ahead.
Before you explained yourself fully, that's why I was kind of like confused. But now that you explain yourself, I don't see a problem with what you're saying. But I feel like if you're going to have standards or have certain things that you look for in a girl, you should say that at the start. whether you're fuck buddies, whether you're just transitioning from friends into something. Hey, if I'm gonna fuck with you at all, I don't want you doing this thing, or I don't find these things attractive.
I understand, but if we're fuck buddies, those kinds of things aren't going to end a relationship because there's no commitment.
True, but sometimes things transition. Sometimes things change, and relationships change, bonds change.
You're absolutely right.
So you should set the standards.
You're absolutely right, and that's why I said when she angles for a relationship, here's what I don't tolerate. That's the transition. And if she's down with
as long as you're saying that, but if they're just going, if it randomly happens, like she's like, hey, I'm gonna go to the club, and you're like, oh, I don't fuck with you. You just don't respond. But you didn't tell her. That's weird.
That's not. That's I'm very, very clear at the beginning. You can ask my girlfriend. I was very, very clear. And again, I said, Devin, you're a grown woman. I'm never going to tell you what you can or can't do. And I tell men this too. You can't control your woman, but you can control yourself.
All right. And you had something, and then we'll go to Lovely.
I just had a question. What about clothing? Do you care about what type of clothing your woman wears?
Well, of course I care.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Because I want her to look good.
No, I'm saying like if she's having like her titties out, do you care about that?
Well, being naked in public is a crime. So I wouldn't recommend that.
Okay, and Troy, you had something, and then we'll go to Lovely.
I was gonna just take it in a slightly different sort of. I hope this doesn't derail the point too much, but for me personally, I don't see commitment at all in the early stages of a relationship. Right. When I say the early stages. So when I say the early stages, we could be talking up to over a year. It could be 18 months, whatever. I don't verbalize at all. I don't sit down with them. I don't have the conversation. We start dating. We see each other, blah, blah, blah. And usually I'll be dating non-exclusively. So I might be dating other people. And then we kind of see, and some of those women, obviously we're going to stick, we're going to have that bond. Right. We may end up together, others not. And I'm not sitting down and laying down the law. I'm not even sitting down and saying, these are my requirements or anything. I'm not having those conversations. And what I do instead is I then observe and I see what happens. And then if she is, she turns out she's the kind of girl, she loves to party, she's out all night, and she's not available on the phone, whatever, something like that. I don't feel comfortable with that. Then I'm just not going to continue to see her. And this is why I keep sort of wondering aloud how long this guy's been seeing her for. Because for me, this kind of problem doesn't really arise, because by the time she's become my girlfriend, we have that understanding between us, and this sort of situation is very, very unlikely to arise because she already knows where she stands.
And then Lovely, go ahead.
Yeah, I kind of agree with what he's saying. That's why I was kind of confused where you were coming from. I personally feel like your opinion on relationship is based from a place of insecurity, because I do personally know in myself couples that actually can have fun together. Mm-hmm. They can let their wives go outside with their friends and have fun, and it's no issue. So I was kind of confused. Like, I'm
not confused at all. If that's what they want to do,
why is it like the end game for her to be somebody that attends a bar or go out with her friends? Like,
she can do whatever she wants.
Why are you not secure in yourself to where she's gonna like step out with somebody else?
I'm very secure. If she decides to step out with somebody else, then that's it.
No, but
can he like
you made
it
clear that you made it clear that you would not take somebody serious.
Okay, Lovely.
That goes to the bar.
Here's the deal. I think what you want to be able to do whatever it is you want to do without the consequences, and that's what you seem to have a problem with.
No.
I'm not. Hold on, let me finish. I'm not going to control my woman. I'm never going to say you can't do this. All I can control is what I do. The problem that you have is that I would effectively end the relationship if she engages in activities that she knows effectively end the relationship. There's nothing wrong with that.
Your problem?
I don't have any problem.
You just stated your problem.
I don't have a problem. My relationship is
No.
strong.
You just stated your problem, but whatever
what was my problem?
You just stated, I don't have those type of issues. Like, my man can take me out and have fun with me. If I go out by myself with my friends, I'm enjoying myself with my friends and not looking at anybody else because I'm secured with him.
Exactly. See, okay, the thing is that this is just him. You have to understand not all guys are like
no,
this.
I know that.
That's exactly
right.
I'm
kind of confused because it's like,
but it's exactly right.
Talking about him.
You don't even care. He can like what he likes. Period.
No, I can respect his opinion, but you're saying you like this type of girl.
Yes.
And if in order for a girl to mess with you, she has to move this type of way, but you're kind of contradicting what you're saying.
God, here we go.
I would say he's more traditional than
I'm very straight.
More traditional.
I'm not contradicting. I mean, listen, I'm very straightforward.
You're saying your girl can do what you want to do, but if she does what if she does exactly what you're saying, you're gonna have an issue with it. Like,
I'm not gonna have an issue with it. We're not gonna have a relationship anymore. There's no issue.
I think that's my favorite line you said all night.
Relationship because your
just
woman
how
wants to
he
step
is.
out and have
Why-
fun
Why
with
are
her
y'all so
girlfriends.
confused?
I think it's
Can I ask
lovely.
you?
Here's
Lovely.
my
I think
question.
there's
Why is it
levels
that
to
you?
I think there's levels to boundaries. When you see someone in the way, that's what I was trying to say earlier, like in the natural habitat. If it's your natural instinct to be partying all the time while you're in a relationship,
Sure.
you're obviously seeking something different.
That's
You're
not
seeking.
I don't think that's true though.
having a drink
If
with
you're
my
partying,
girlfriend.
it's not.
that's
There's
kinda
a
wrong.
difference between
ladies. Okay,
So
go ahead.
there's a
Finish your
difference
point, and then
between
Lovely
going-
can finish hers. So finish,
Okay.
and then Lovely,
Let's
and
say
then
you go out like once or twice a year. And it's like, hey, it's a birthday. Okay, I'll be back by like midnight, going to dinner, drinks, whatever. Da 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 da. There's a difference than going out every weekend till 5 a.m. randomly, not answering your phone, just texting back. Like if I'm not answering my phone and I'm only texting you, it's not that loud.
Okay.
It's because I'm avoiding you.
Lovely, go ahead.
She's saying that, but me, if I'm out and I'm having drinks with my friends, I'm texting my guy and letting him know what's going on. So it's not like I feel like you're painting a different picture. With me, I'm gonna have communication with my whoever I'm dealing with. So if I'm out
I think we're
enjoying
all painting
myself,
different pictures, but
All right, so
I think I'm being
but
pretty
I just feel
straightforward.
like you're
They're just-
insecure. I'm
no,
sorry.
you are, and I've been very listening
I'd like to
extremely
ask
closely
Hey, call it whatever you want. It is
to.
what it is.
I've been listening.
Merch.
So I'm just gonna say this, and then we're gonna move on, so we don't beat a dead horse here. I was listening extremely, very closely to everything the girls were saying and then everything you guys were saying. I don't know if you guys noticed, but Troy and Donovan literally said the same exact thing. The difference is this: the reason why you guys are reacting the way that you are on what Donovan said is because of the way that he said his standards. And whether you ladies want to accept it or not, they are standards. And he just has standards that I don't like these actions from a woman, which, to be honest, is very fair because actions are actually, it can be influenced and changed.
And
A man's height, though,
Can't.
can't be, or other things that women discriminate men on all the time. And it's very interesting because as I was listening to this conversation, women tend to look at men's standards as discrimination, but a woman's standards are okay. You know what I'm saying? If a woman has preferences, consider standards. Hey, I hold myself to a certain regard, and he's literally doing the same exact thing, but you guys consider it discrimination, which is, it was amazing to watch because if you listen very closely, him and Troy literally said the same thing. He's just saying, he just conveyed it in a different way, and you guys were more concerned with how he said it
I was
versus
trying to
the
sound,
idea.
I was trying to sound British and sort of.
It's the accent. It's the accent.
So this is a learning point.